Hi everyone, it's Kathy Maxon. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Deco Mesh Angel. This is the one I made. I usually make them every year for my craft shows. Last year I did not make any, so I have one more craft show that I'm doing, so I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little how-to on these. This is using the 10-inch mesh. So I have some partial rolls left over. So this one was a variegated, so it was like blue, and then this was silver for the wings. So items you're going to need, obviously you're going to need your 10-inch mesh. So we're going to be using this white, it's like a window pane. This is thicker, a lot thicker than the Deco Mesh, so we're going to cut fewer pieces. We're going to need something to hold our mesh in. If you have a Bodabra, we can use our clothespins. So like I said, we're gonna use the Shatterproof ornaments. So I have one here already. This one doesn't have, this is just shiny. This one has glitter and shiny. We're gonna need some ribbon. I really liked the ribbon that I used here because it was wired, so it was so much easier to make a bow. So I found some solid glitter that has wire as well. This came from Walmart. Looks like 3/8 of an inch. Pliers, cutters, just in case. We're going to need some zip ties. So I got a couple 10-inch zip ties. We're going to use some glitter pipe cleaners. So I use the glitter pipe cleaners for the halo. And then also, I put it on the bow, and then I use the back of it. We're going to use it as the hanger. So I'll show you how to do that as well. If you have a wood burning tool, go ahead and cut your mesh that way. I have mine already pre-cut. This purple has a foil in it, and my wood burner was not going through the foil. So I did use a rotary cutter and my mat. Again, if you're going to use the wood burning tool, make sure you use your glass cutting board on top of it. And then also some scissors. So, if you 10-inch mesh, we're going to cut our pieces 10 inches. So I have those cut already. So here's my 10-inch. So it's 10 by 10. We're going to get as close to a square as you can. And when you're cutting, this is like a purple blue. So if you see, it kind of has the grid lines. So when you're wood burning or cutting with the rotary cutter, try to go up one line, up one grid line, going vertically, because then that way, if it's going to fray, it's going to pull off one whole piece. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. So we'll put our angel up there. We're going to need that. Put some of this stuff aside. So what we're going to do is when we go to fold it, when we're going to put it together, I kind of want the, as you can see when I fold it, where it joins, I try to put those to the back, and I want to put the fuller side up front that doesn't have any of the back. And with Deco Mesh, like I said, this stuff frays, so you're always going to be having strings. So cut your strings, don't try to pull them. So what you're going to want to do when you fold your mesh, I guess this isn't very good. Let me get my mat board up here. You can't see this white very well. Okay, that's a little better. You're going to have your factory edges. So when you have your factory edges, every time you make the petal, make sure all of them are the same way. So right now I have the factory edges at the top and bottom, but I'm going to make it like a diamond shape. So now my factory edges are my top kind of right and my bottom left. And then what we're going to do is we're going to kind of pull left and right, and we're gonna walk our hands in. We're gonna fold that down and we're gonna fold that down. But then what I've been doing, I've been folding a little section up and down like that. So now your piece kind of looks like that. And then you're just going to gather up the middle. So this is, like I said, this will be the back of your wings. This will then be the front. So we want, you know, the place where not all the connections are at, and all the connections are in the back. So like I said, you can clip them with your clothespin, whatever you want to do. So like I said, we cut them 10 inches each. We're going to do 6 for the body, 6 for the wings. However, what I'm showing you, since this window pane is very thick, it is very thick, I only cut 4. So we're going to see what that looks like. So again, my factory edges are going to be top right, bottom left. I'm going to pull left and right. I'm going to work my hands in. I'm going to put those pointy edges in. I'm going to do a little fold here and a little fold here. So now we look like part of a burrito. And then we're just going to scrunch up the middle. So then what you can do is just go ahead and get your clip and then just clip the two together. And I don't think I got it all. So clip the two together. Or like I said, you can put it in your Bodabra. So again, factory top right, top bottom left. I'm kind of stretching it out. Walk your hands in. Fold the points in. We're going to fold up a little, fold down a little, and we're going to scrunch up the middle. I got another clip here, so I'm just going to do that. One last white one. So we're going to do the same with the body. Factory edges, top right, top left, so you can see how much thinner this is. Going to stretch it, walk your hands in, fold up, fold that one down. We're going to give a little fold there, and then we're just going to scrunch up the middle. And now this time I'll just put this one in my Bodabra. So anything that you have, you know, that you can hold it while you're folding the others. If you're really good, you can just put them all in your hands and try to do all this at the same time. For as many as I made, I still don't do that.
I have a string here, so again, like I said, instead of pulling, just going to cut that. Cut it all the way. Scrunch it out. Get it out.
Okay, so all of our pieces are folded. So the next we're going to need our ornament, and we're going to need a zip tie. So what I pre-did to my ornament, a lot of people just take this ornament hanger off and just glue the ornament on the mesh. I don't like that, so I actually kind of really messy here. But I already had one glued. So I glue the ornament hanger on, and then we're going to use that to attach it to the angel. So I don't have to try to use a ton of glue just to hold the head on. So what we're going to do is basically going to gather all of our pieces. So we're going to put them in our hand, and I kind of want to put the front end, the pretty side up that I want to do. I want to put the pretty side up because then when we fold it down, well, I kind of maybe I want the pretty side toward me. Let's say that. I wanted to do the pretty side toward me. Because when we fold it down, it'll stay. My Bodabra doesn't really hold it very well because it's stretched out a little. Just make sure your petals are even. You don't have one way longer than the other one. So again, the pretty sides up or facing you. So how I'm holding it, you're going to see that it's up. Normally if I'm holding it, it's going to be toward me. So the purple's going to be the dress, and then what I'm going to do with the wings, I'm going to release one here at a time. And I'm going to do the wings the same way. So the wings didn't stretch out as far, so they're not going to go out as far, but again, I still want the pretty side toward me. But you can just see how much thicker this window pane is. I don't even remember where I got it from. I just had it in my stash. Anytime, like after Christmas, when I was making these a lot, after Christmas I just kind of bought, I always bought like silver and gold and white. I always bought those rolls when they were on clearance. So we have all of this, and then now we're going to get our head. I was trying to look for a better side. So now we're going to have our ornament right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my zip tie from the back. Let me get this through the ornament first. So I'm just going to put the zip tie through the ornament. And then I'm going to flip everything over. Put the ornament up there. So this is all the back sides. And we're going to zip tie this. These are 10-inch. These are easy to use. And now here is a good thing, because it looks like I'm off center. At least to the bottom I'm off center. You can put it on your mat. Okay, over here I got 9 inches. Over here I don't have enough. So you can kind of see that I'm longer on the right than the left. So before I even tighten everything, I just want to make sure I am pretty much center. You can still kind of pull some of them this way, but before I tighten it, what I'm going to do is I want to make sure all my fronts are kind of facing forward. See, so when you put it down together like this, you kind of see that they're even at the bottom. So I kind of want them, like I said, I want them to be, I want the pretty side forward. So now I'm going to put my, it's where I want it. I'm going to put my ornament more to the back of the angel. And then I'm just going to zip tie it up to the neck. I mean, if you had like white ornaments, you could do white ornament. I only have silver and gold, and I thought silver would look better with this. So how to make the dress, what we're going to do is pull down your dress color, and we're going to put a zip tie right here. So it's going to be kind of like a belt. zipped that a little too tight before I pulled it down. And all I'm going to do is pull it down. You can arrange how you want your dress to look. And then you're just going to pull it tight. So it's just going to gather and bring your dress down. If you want to do an angel all the same colors, you're just going to have 6 up, 6 down. That's so if normally you would do a total of 12 pieces. Because this white was so thick, I only used 4. So then you can just tighten it. I'm going to put it this way over here, and we're going to cover that up with the ribbon. So this is pretty much the angel. It's really simple. It's really easy. Like I said, the mesh, I don't really like the mesh. Let me plug my glue gun in. Get that going. I just don't like that the mesh frays so much. I haven't tried fabric mesh or anything. I do have some extra stuff from the fabric mesh, so I might try that. But the Deco Mesh just frays. I mean, you could see all these loose strings that I have. Let me move this board. But I have all these loose strings. That's what I don't like about the Deco Mesh. It just frays so much. And then if you pull it, then it frays so much more. And what I did with this, because I rotary cut it instead of use my wood burning tool, because the wood burning wouldn't go through the foil. So after I cut it with my rotary cutter, I actually took some Mod Podge. I've never used that before, but I just took my fingers in the glue and I just went down the edges and I did some Mod Podge on them. So we'll see if that helps this at all. So what we're going to do while we're waiting for my glue gun, so we are going to cut a piece. See how the you're just going to put a pretty piece of ribbon that's just going to cover that up. So we just want to cut a piece of ribbon that's going to overlap. If I get this tape off. Just want it to overlap itself a little bit. Oopsie. So we will put that on when the glue is all done and the glue is all ready. This is even fraying. Oh, that piece just came right off. Let's make a bow as well. So I really liked this. Like I said, I really like this small wired ribbon to make the bow. So I'm going to do a center loop. And just kind of like I do the big bows, this is really tough because I cannot hold these very well. So you see how this is the wrong side. So I'm going to twist it to bring my pretty side up. And then I'm just going to make a loop, and what you can do is, you know, about where you want it. And then again, it's my wrong side, so I have to twist it again back here and make another loop. And since these are so small, it's hard to bring up the edges. So then that's going to be kind of like my center loop on each side. And then I'm going to make one that's a little longer. I'm going to make 2 on each side. But when I twist it to bring the right, then we're going to come over here. We're going to make it just a little longer. I'm going to come over here. This one will match that. Twist it again to bring the right side forward. And then I'm going to twist it at the end to make sure I get the pretty side at the end. And then we're just going to cut a piece for the tails. I'm just going to guess. I'll probably cut it shorter. I'm going to fold it in half, find its center, and just kind of gather up the middle. And we're going to stick this back here with all the twist that I got going on still. I'm going to take my shiny glitter stick pipe cleaner. I'm going to slide my thumb out and I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to make sure my ends match. And again, like I do the big bows, I pull left, I pull right, and I twist. So let's make sure our bow is still centered. It is. And then I just twist the bow to make the bow go tight against the pipe cleaner. So then you could just fluff your bow. Like I said, while we're waiting for the glue to heat up, you know, you can get your tails all ready. So then what we're going to do, we're just going to put this, I usually grab the bottom wing, and I usually put it between the bottom and the rest of the wings. I usually put my pipe cleaner, because that's about where I'm putting my bow. So it kind of hides your mechanics here where we put it together. May have needed a bigger bow since this stuff is so thick. I'm going to pull it as tight as I can to the back. And I'm just twisting. So I'm twisting a couple times. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use with these longer pieces, I'm just going to make myself a hanger. So I just usually wrap it, make a loop, and then just wrap it back upon itself. If you have too long of pieces, you could always just cut those. So then that's our loop for the back. So you're using the pipe cleaner to put the bow on, and then we're also using the pipe cleaner from the bow to make a hanger. So we'll leave these up for now because I'm going to glue that down. I think my glue gun is ready. Here's my short piece. I thought I lost it. So then I'm just going to cover, I'm going to make sure that the front is covered, and then I'm just going to overlap the back. And I don't want it to come too far, so I usually glue up, maybe. Put in a new glue stick, and I usually put it like where the mechanics are of the zip tie. I put a good glob of glue there. And then I'm going to put the glue on the back of this piece. Oops, it's sliding. I can see it sliding. And my glue is... Again, if you're using hot glue, please be very careful so you don't burn yourself. I should be using my fingers, but I don't think my fingers will do a very good job holding it down. Well, it will hold it down. I just, you have like no feelings with the rubber fingers, the silicone fingers. So that dresses up the belt. And then our bow flattened when we laid her down. So then you just fluff your bows, your loops, I guess I should call them. Fluff your loops. And then we just we'll cut our tails at an angle. Instead of dovetailing, I'm just going to cut them so they're longer on the outside and shorter on the inside. So we've got a little diagonal there going. And then the only thing left we have to make is a halo. This is a very simple and easy project. So I'm just going to make a loop. I kind of figure out, is it too big for the head? So we don't want it too big. And then I'm just going to, like we did with the hanger, I'm just going to wrap it around itself a little bit. Just 1 or 2 times. Because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist a little stem for myself. I'm going to cut off the balance. I was over top of the shiny stuff, so you probably didn't see all that. But basically, I made a loop. And then I'm going to glue this to the back of the head. So I'm going to put the glue on the underside. Just want to make sure it's going to look good. Yep. Let me put glue on the back side of this. So I'm going to put it where it's going to meet at the head, and then I'm going to put it down on the tail. And make sure you're on the back. And then we're just going to hold it in place. Let the glue set up a little bit so it'll stay. And then you can kind of, let the glue dry a little, and you can then move it around because it's the pipe cleaner, so you should be able to move around. But that is simple, quick, and easy, a Deco Mesh Angel. Thank you for watching.